Shalom, Yasharallah. This is your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rachakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here topic dealing with Esau and his violent nature, You still have a lot of our people that put their trust inside of Esau and things like that, or we'll say he's the devil and they don't understand. They look at us like we the damn devil, or you just tell them like, yo man, what do you expect from him? He's the devil. That's what he's gonna do, and it's like, a lot of our people actually are starting to wake up to that, or are starting to how do I say it? They starting to be pulled back and so-called appalled by this, that the so-called white man would do these types of things, right? But nevertheless, I just wanted to go into the scriptures and just point out that this was part of his characteristics. This is what he was going to be, man. All right. So I'm going to start here in the book of Revelation, chapter 6. I'm going to jump around a little bit. I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, "And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto him over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, with hunger, with death, and with the beasts of the earth." All right. And hey, this is Esau to the T, man. All right, death and hell followed him everywhere he go. Let me grab. There's a precept to that in where is it at? Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, "Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and as death cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." All right, and there is another precept. I have to think about it, but nevertheless, this is going into Esau's violent nature, man. Everywhere he go, it's like death and hell follow him. No matter where he stepped foot, this is oh, I know where it is. Everywhere he stepped foot, this is pretty much his MO, man, bringing death and destruction. Let me see if I can find this. Yep, this is Isaiah 14 and 9. "Hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations." All right, so and this is what Esau practiced even to this same day. It is called his regime change. Esau bring his militaries over into your country, all right, for whatever reason. Like all of a sudden, you so-called terrorists and popped up, which these terrorists are backed by Esau. All right, this is what he uses as a proxy military to so-called justify himself for getting us out of your country. All right, then he'll try to overthrow the government. All right, and then set up his puppet leader and steal the resources. All right, this is what they wind up doing when they go in, like in Venezuela. They talk about trying to get Nicolas Maduro out of. What's funny is, this is a quick little side note on Venezuela. Now America is pretty much trying to put sanctions on Juan Guaido, which is the dude that they set up to go over there and take over the government there. So apparently that shit ain't going well with them. And they've been at it for like damn near a year he's still trying to claim he the rightful president, but I mean, just because you walk up there and just say you're the president don't mean you're the president. But nevertheless, but this is what America does, man. You can turn the news on right now and see this is going on right now over there, man. All right, but nevertheless, and then, we're not going to really, because that just recently happened, and, got to still look into that, Russia and all their government pretty much changing over there. But nevertheless, going back into this situation here with Esau, all right, he always bring his damn militaries into your nation, all right, overthrow the government, bring an uprising and uproars amongst the people. All right, and then wind up bringing death and chaos, man. Then he brings let me see, where is that at? Jeremiah. Give me 1 second. I think it's 51, maybe. Jeremiah 51 and 7. All right, because hey, the king of Babylon right now is these Edomites, right? All right, Babylon is basically is America, right? So it says, "Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken." All right, and that's what you see. America is pretty much, where Satan's seed is at, man. All right, because from this here place, all right, is where all this here stuff is being spread from. This is where America. I don't know. It's damn near a tie. I was gonna say America's #1 export is either pornography or weapons. I believe it's probably pornography because it's easier just to send that shit out than it is to create bombs. But nevertheless, that's like the #1 and #2 export for America, man. Pornography and weapons, you know. And both of those is destroying not only nations, you know, people's minds and shit like that, but also it's actually killing people, you know. The majority of, like I said, the majority of all these pornos and shit like that, this homosexuality is coming from over there in California and stuff like that. That's where they film and promote those things and send them overseas and shit like that, man. You know, I remember there was an article about this chick who was trying to sue this porno company in California because she was under the impression that she was gonna do some videos, but they was only gonna sell the videos to like overseas people. That these videos wouldn't be shown in America or whatever, whatnot, you know. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you even doing these videos for to begin with? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the point? But apparently, hey, you know what I'm saying? This is, you know, just showing forth that this is one of their main exports. They, you know, promote this here wickedness. Not only that, a lot of their other wicked ways and the things that they do, you know. You see this little with the alphabet community or whatever, whatnot, you know, they wind up sending that, you know, they have a pride parade, and even in Israel right now, man, because of the fact that America's the one pushing that out. They bring it their so-called democracy over there, man. All right, so it says, Babylon, Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, now look, let's go into this real quick. All right, so the definition we want to get here is to make, all right, so now the nations are mad, right? It says to make a fool or to make into a fool, all right, to act madly, to act like a madman. And this is what you're starting to see happening in a lot of these countries, you know, despite how you was brought up over here in America or whatever, whatnot, you know, you have a certain type of a way of thinking about certain things, you know, like for instance, like in the Middle East, they have these women, they be dressed up in, I believe it's called the hijab, right? Where their heads is covered, their whole body is pretty much covered, right? Head to toe. Over here in America, you know, you grow up over here, they be like, oh, that's oppressing women and so on and so forth. She need to be free to have her own way of doing whatever, whatnot. Y'all treating her like an object of this and that, you know. Yeah, that shit sound good on paper or whatever, whatnot. But like when you put it into perspective and you look at it, like, all right, let's just look at the statistics. All right, over there versus over here. What is the rape rate like over here versus over there? More women are getting raped over here than it is over there. All right, then they would be like, you know, how many not unwanted, but unplanned pregnancies are popping up because you know, one night stands or whatever, whatnot. How many of these promiscuous women do you have running around? How many of these, you know, so-called rape cases are popping off? You know, I say it that way because you'll have people that are you know, dressed provocatively or whatever, whatnot. You know, somebody will wind up looking at them some kind of way or whatever, whatnot, because hey, you know, you got a big ass piece of steak in front of a starving dog. Of course, the dog gonna get a little hungry. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? They just look at them wrong, so they just try to file a sexual harassment case on them. You know, so you know they have sexual harassment cases at work or whatever, whatnot. But this chick is coming to work with all her cleavage showing and this short ass little dress, and then she's in an office full of dudes. What you think is gonna happen? You know? But these are the things that you got going on in America, and it's such rampant. And, you know, from these so-called women's perspective, they talking about being oppressed. Like, this is way more oppressive than if you was just to be covered up to where only your man could see you like that. You know what I'm saying? And which on another sense, like, yo, if you got a man, you know, I understand psychologically what the fuck is going on. You want and need attention. That's just what the fuck it is. But at the end all be all, why you need attention from other men than your own man? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, coming into this here truth opens up your eyes and shit to like shit like that. Like, now I don't want no woman that's walking around looking like, yo, she got them goddamn leggings on showing her box and shit. You know what I'm saying? Her whole body is exposed and shit. Like we walking through the mall or some shit and every man just looking at her goddamn just lusting over her. And I don't want no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, people like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, no, we men's. You know, we like I like my woman to be dressed like a whore and slut and doing all that slutty shit, but in the bedroom where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? But not all up in public and shit, man. You're not supposed to be walking around dressed like a slut in public. You know what I'm saying? If you want to do that, put some sexy shit on in the bedroom for your man, that's cool. Go do all that shit in the confines of your bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I'm even to the point, always been to the point, like, yo, like back in high school and shit, seeing these little couples and shit just making out all in public. Like, y'all niggas go get a room. We don't want to see all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't need to see all that shit, man. Because it start triggering things into your mind. So look, you going back, this is what wound up being spread back and forth to these countries, man. America tell you, no, that's fine. Let them have their freedoms or whatever, whatnot, man. All right, so now look, you got these women dressing however they want to dress. Now, she married, you know what I'm saying? But she got a cleavage all out, this short-ass skirt on, you know what I'm saying, or whatever, whatnot, some leggings on, showing her box. You know what I'm saying? And now she getting all this attention from all these other dudes at work or whatever, whatnot. Now she's slipping out on her husband or whatever, whatnot. Now you got, infidelity in the marriage, the marriage go downhill or whatever, whatnot. All this could be avoided if she was just covered up while she was amongst other men. You know what I'm saying? Being a married woman, all right? Because you should only be, giving that off to this here woman, man. You know? But nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? Just like a woman would want to do, like, yo, you know, you can speak sweet to me and all nice and compliment me, but I don't want you doing that to everybody else. You talk to them women out there in the rest of the world like you talk to the lady at the bank. Hey, how's it going? Whatever, whatnot. Yeah, I need this, need that. You know what I'm saying? You don't be all, oh, baby doll, I love you, this and that. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, that's reserved for just me. Same way these women should just, show their body only to their own men, But this is what America spreads over there. And then now you look at our women compared to their women, man. Ain't no happy ain't no women here happy, man. Despite what the fuck they tell you about them being independent, these bitches are going crazy right now, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of funny, like, well, y'all did this to yourself, man. Y'all wanted all this so-called freedom and feminism and being up above the man and everything like that. But this is what it comes with, man. Now, you wanted to be the ruler, the leader and everything like that, but you're not. It's like you wasn't programmed or built for that position. You know what I'm saying? It's like the kid, you got, a 2-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old little kid. They say, I want to drive the car. I see mommy and daddy driving the car. I want to drive the car. That's cool that you want to drive the car. You know what I'm saying? But you can't drive this car. I'm not finna let you get behind the wheel of this here car and drive this bitch on the interstate at 60 miles an hour because you not built like that for this. You know what I'm saying? You a child. You do children things. You know what I'm saying? Just like a child need guidance. That's why you don't have, a child is irresponsible. They need their parents to guide them. You know what I'm saying? The scripture tell you about how the man is the head over the woman, She need guidance. But when you rearrange this scenario, look at what you got going on right now, man. And you can say it's just how, oh, y'all just sexist or whatever, whatnot. Well, explain what the so-called black community. What's going on there, man? All these children being raised by single mothers. Where's the fall off? You can't blame their daddies. They mama and the government kicked them out. But see, this is the madness that Babylon juice that Esau and his violent nature does. He corrupts every goddamn thing. You see what I'm saying? Like everywhere he go, death and hell follows his ass, man. You know what I'm saying? They had brought with Martin Luther King, what they call that shit? Integration, right? Or integration. Segregation, I think, is the opposite. But nevertheless, integration, where they integrate with one another, they come together, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, we wound up giving all our resources over to their asses and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, in that same time period is where Esau came in and gave us all these so-called situations that fucked us all up, But on a surface level, smart dumb niggas of our people are like, oh, that was good when we got this, that was good when we got that. Like, nah, you don't know your history, you don't know what we had, man. We had way more money, collectively back in those days. You had way more so-called black millionaires in like 1921, all right, in the 1920s, all right, than you do now. You see what I'm saying? We own more properties, we own more everything, man. We own more businesses, but yet and still you want to go so-called integrate, you know what I'm saying? Because you want to drink that Babylon juice. Oh, we got to have equal rights for everybody. We should all move together and share whatever everybody. Share what? You mean we got to get rid of our bus line companies and start riding your bus line companies? We got to shut down our businesses and come work for you? That's where we at right now. So you complaining about, working for the so-called white man. Well, if you didn't integrate, you wouldn't have to. You could work for your own self and pass down jobs to your children. You see? But Esau creeps in, and what happens? Death and destruction. Look at our so-called community now. Of course, we under the curses, but this is the way it all played out through this here. Esau, hey, he wiser than Daniel. This motherfucker know, man. All right. So going back down to this here definition, all right, to make a fool, to make a fool of, to make it to a fool, to act madly, to act like a madman, and this is exactly what Esau wound up doing by giving out this here Babylon juice, not only to the other nation, really you could just say to the other nations, because we're not really talking about just land masses and things like that, but actually these other tribes and these other people on the earth, man. Everybody had their own different ways of living, but guess what? Esau's over there corrupting all these people with everything like that, man. All right, and now you seeing all kind of divides and social constructs. You know what I'm saying? Esau go over there, give everybody the damn internet, Facebook and shit like that. Now everybody is all antisocial. They go over there and introduce all kind of wicked ass shit. They policies or whatever, whatnot. You got these people, for instance, China or Japan. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna get too far off into that. I can go all day about how Esau's going in these different nations and giving them that damn Babylon juice. Shit, the number one thing with they World Bank and International Monetary Fund, man. They central banking, man. They go the what's that shit called? What's it called? Something of an economic hitman. Not the testimony. The Confessions of an Economic Hitman. Boy, that shit break it all the way down, man. They tell you how they go in. The first thing first, they go in and send in the corruptors. If the people can't go in there and corrupt the politicians or whatever, whatnot, they send in the jackals, which go in there and kind of, George Soros type. They go in there and create, we call them shits, propaganda and, where they go in there with these fake ass protests or whatever, whatnot, these uprisings. And if that shit don't work, then they send in the goddamn, they send in hitmen as well too, actual hitmen to assassinate. And if that don't work, they send in the military. In a case you want to see that, look at Saddam Hussein. Muammar Gaddafi. They're currently working on that in Venezuela right now. You seen it as it play out, man. They got the corruptors to go in there. Then they had the protesters and all that stuff. Now they got the fake ass president. You know what I'm saying? And they tried to assassinate Nicolas Maduro with those damn drones. Tried bombing his ass while he was having a speech. You see what I'm saying? The next, they'll come out with some kind of scenario where they got to go and intervene with the military, man. You see, they even tried that shit with the so-called aid that America wound up burning the trucks. They burned their own shit, try to blame it on Venezuela so they could basically send in some military aid. But guess what? Didn't work out that way. All right. So going back to Jeremiah 51:7, Babylon have been a golden cup in Yahweh's hand that made all the earth drunken. So this is why the whole earth is in turmoil, man. Why the scriptures say, basically, roughly paraphrasing, the way that a king is, so is his people that follow him, and an unwise king basically is not going to instruct his people, basically in wisdom, But nevertheless, Ecclesiasticus chapter 10, but nevertheless, this is what's going on, man. They corrupt from the top. The whole head is sick, and this is what you have going on down at the bottom, man. This is Esau and his destructive ass, wicked ass nature, man. This is just built inside of him. Everything he touched, how they say with Jake, everything that they touch turned to gold. Where everything that Esau touched turned to death and destruction, man. All right. So let me get back to where I started out at. Just going into the spirit with that. This is Revelation 6, and did we finish verse 8? Yeah, we finished verse 8. Let's go back up to verse 4. Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse that was red. All right, which is, synonymous with Esau. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. All right, here's another characteristics of Esau, man. So if you're taking peace from the earth, man, first of all, you're not the peace bringer. You're the opposite of that, man. You the damn, first of all, you just the damn devil, man. The destroyer, man. The destroyer of worlds, man. This is another name for his ass, man. The destroyer of worlds, man. It's the fuck Esau is, man. All right, a vile walking abomination, man. All right. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. All right. And so this is why, we was just reading in verse 8 about how he was going to, death and hell followed. And basically he was killing with the sword, with the beast, and so on and so forth. Here we're reading about how he was given this great sword, right? Let's go back to find out when he was actually given that sword real quick. This is Genesis 27 and like 41 or 40. Just to the point, Genesis 27 and 40. All right. Or matter of fact, we're going to read all the way down to 42 because that's all in the spirit. Genesis 27 and 40. And by that sword shalt thou live. Now, this is Isaac blessing Esau with his blessing that he would wind up living with, right? So it says, and by thy sword shalt thou live, And let me just read this. And it says, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break the yoke off thy neck. So the point I wanted to grab was, and by thy sword shalt thou live. Right, so this is how Esau, all right, like we was just reading in Isaiah 14, about like the regime change and everything like that. This is how Esau. We could also get this too. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, this is the same person, Esau. This is who's controlling the earth right now, man. All right, but what did he wind up doing with the earth, man? All right, well we'll grab that too. That goes perfect with this. It says, and by thy sword shalt thou live. Right. Matter of fact, I'm going to come back to that. We're going to grab something else, just lining it up. Verse 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. So what? From the beginning, man, Esau has had from the womb, man. They were struggling in the womb before they was even born, man. All right, there was going to be two manner of people separated from the bowels. All right, but Esau hated Jacob because he was jealous over this here blessing. But it was already prophesied that the elder shall serve the younger. So it was prophesied that Jacob was going to get the ultimate blessing and Esau was going to get a temporary blessing, right? Because they basically got almost the same blessing. They both got dominion over the earth, but Esau's dominion is a temporary dominion. Jacob's dominion is an everlasting dominion. Verse 42, and these words of Esau, her older son, was told to Rebekah, And she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, does comfort himself, purposing to kill thee. So, hey, going back into that violence and that hatred that Esau had towards his brother, all right? Oh, we grabbed that too. You know, precepts, hey, see, precepts after precepts after precepts is just popping up over this. Hey, it's just all throughout the scriptures, man. And as a side note, for anybody who still think this is the so-called white man book, man, you just lack understanding. You don't understand what the hell you're reading, man. Because this book clearly condemns him. It clearly identifies him, and it clearly condemns him. All right? So let's go back up to Genesis 27 and 40. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shall serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, nevertheless, I just want to get the point. And by thy sword shalt thou live. All right? Now, we want to go to the book of Jeremiah. I might have grabbed this already. Might have just been thinking about it. Salakia. Maybe it's 50. Yeah, this is Jeremiah 50 and 23, right? Because we was just reading about how Esau was given that sword, right? He was going to live by a sword. And we also read in Revelation how they was giving him a great sword. And he pretty much was sent forth to take peace from the earth, right? So this is Jeremiah 50 and 23. It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How has Babylon become a desolation among the nations? All right. So, hey, who is basically ruling and reigning in Babylon right now? This is also talking about Esau, right? But it also called Esau what? It says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder? So it called Esau the hammer of the whole earth, man. So what did Esau wind up doing? Matter of fact, another precept came to mind. We're going to grab it just to let the script speak, man. Isaiah 14. Well, we could read that too. Right, here we go. So we just read about how, you know, he was given this here great sword to take peace from the earth, right? And it was also called the hammer of the whole earth, right? He was living by a sword and taking peace from the earth, but it wasn't with love, con, and just, you know, just even verbal threats. No, he physically came down upon it on these nations, man. All right, it says Isaiah 14 and 16. They that see thee shall nearly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? All right, so what? Esau made the whole earth tremble before him. All right, because why? He's the hammer of the whole earth. He was given that great red sword to take peace from the earth, man. All right, and this is just in his violent nature. He was created to be the wicked from the beginning. All right. Verse 17, that made the world a wilderness. All right, the hammer of the whole earth, man. He made the whole earth a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof. All right, and open not, you know, going back to destroy the cities thereof. Just think about World War II, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man. All right, not just that. World War II is damn near all Edomites, man, just banging on each other, man. And Hitler bombed the shit out of Europe. You see what I'm saying? But nevertheless, you know, they wound up destroying cities, and currently, you know, throughout the Middle East, man, just leveled all of that. You know, it says, and open not the house of his prisoners, right? Because guess what? He, you know, he brought us into captivity, and we still in the captivity over here, man. All right. Oh, you know what? Verse 21. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face with the world with cities. All right. And the point that I wanted to get was, you know, it says prepare slaughter for his children, but for what reason? For the iniquity, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, meaning, you know, and basically this is going into reincarnation. They are their fathers. You see what I'm saying? So these are the same people who did, you know, basically the same people that's the same generation that's on the earth now is the same people that brought us into captivity originally. This is why they about to get their judgment. All right. This is why we're reading what we're reading right here. It says prepare slaughter for his children. All right. Because they are their forefathers and they coming back right now to catch their judgment. All right. So nevertheless, you know, it says prepare slaughter for his children for what? The iniquity of their fathers, man. You go back to slavery, them lynching us, them burning us. You know, that's where they get these terms, picnic and barbecue. You know, they so-called pick a nigga and barbecue his ass, man. Chain him up to a tree and set him on fire, man. You know, like the Florida Gators, you know, and one of their enemies, you know, is the Seminoles, right? You know what I'm saying? Which is Reuben. But nevertheless, you know, they like to use this term to say gator bait, or whatever, whatnot, you know? Now, that was some old school shit where they used to go fishing for alligators, you know, for the gator boots and gator belts and gator bags and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? They would basically take Jake babies and hang them by their necks, you know what I'm saying, and hang them over like a place where gators would, and the gators would jump out of the water and latch onto the baby, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, you can look up on videos on the internet about gators jumping out of the water. Big ass alligators can jump pretty far up out the goddamn water. You know what I'm saying? By propelling themselves up with their tails, man. All right. Now, you can even go and look up on Google Images. I don't know if it was like gator bait or gator bait races, right? Because I know that you know, I made like a little book with these pictures and these images in it that clearly show like old articles, old postcards with this on there, you know. And matter of fact, we got it on a couple of our signs at camp, where you see these you know, where they had old postcards or old drawings showing, you know, at the bottom it say gator bait, and it'd be a bunch of pictures of Jake babies just lined up, or actually Jake babies hanging from the tree as the alligators jumping up and grabbing the babies down, man. All right, these are the things that Esau wound up doing to us, man, with his violent ass nature, man. All right, this is why he's gonna have to be completely destroyed. Let me keep reading. Verse 22, for I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, and the nephew, saith Yahweh. All right, so reason you don't see no women here is because it don't matter about the damn women. All right, these Edomite women, if all they men is destroyed, and they left with just like, let's just say a bunch of Moabite men, all they babies gonna come out as just Moabites. They'll be bred out of existence to be anyway. All right, because you are who your father is. But in reality, because we're gonna take their ass into captivity, all right, they're gonna just wind up bearing our children, and eventually they'll just breed their damn self out, you know. But nevertheless, you know, and you can also read about this in Second Ezra 15, I want to say, where it says the widows basically gonna mourn because it, like, their husbands basically gonna die over in war. All right, going back into Joel chapter 3. All right, bringing them out into the valley of Yehoshaphat. Multitudes in the valley of decisions. All right, they're gonna wind up dying over there, man. All right, so but verse 22 says, I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, the nephew, saith Yahweh. All right, so the male seed line of these Edomites going to be cut off over here, man, for all the violence and the atrocities they've done unto the children of Israel, man. Matter of fact, let me go to Daniel chapter 12. No, chapter 9 and verse 12. All right, this is Daniel chapter 9 and verse 12. It says, and he have confirmed his words which he spake against us and against our judges that judged us by bringing upon us this great evil. All right, and confirming those words was, you can go back to Deuteronomy 28 and Deuteronomy 28 verse 15 on down. You know, it talk about where if we break the covenant, these things are going to happen. All right, so this is what happened. The curses fell upon us. Part of those curses that the Lord was going to bring a nation from afar off against us, man, which is Esau Edom, man. All right, and this is who is ruling over us right now and afflicting us, right? It says, for under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done unto Jerusalem. So Jerusalem didn't do this unto themselves. Well, we got, you know, we wound up going off, so the punishment came, but we didn't wind up so-called afflicting ourselves. So who was the one that was afflicting us, man? All right, Esau was the one that afflicted us. So it ain't nothing, you know, Esau ain't never really did as bad as he did to the Israelites, and ain't nobody else on the face of the earth had it as worse as the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We've had the worst shit ever done to us on the whole face of the earth, man. All right, and the person that's did the most violent, atrocious shit is the so-called white man, Esau Edom. All right, he's been the most, matter of fact, let's grab it. There's a lot of that scriptures that back this up. Ezekiel 25 and 12 says, for thus saith Yahweh power, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. All right, so what did the so-called white man do to, specifically here is talking about the so-called Negro tribes, right? Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, the so-called West Indies, the Haitians, so-called Haitians, and the so-called Negroes, right? It says, thus saith Yahweh power, because of Edom, the so-called white man, has dealt against the house of Judah, all right, the so-called Negroes, by taking vengeance, right? Came back and recompensed against us, right? And have greatly offended, all right? And revenged himself upon them. Let's go into these words. But this is all going into Esau's violent nature, man. So for our people who think that Esau's got, you know, they friendly or whatever, whatnot, nah, man. He's a snake wait, you know, he a snake waiting to bite, all right? It says to avenge a quarrel, all right? Vengeance, basically going into let's go back. To avenge, to take vengeance, revenge, all right? because you have to also understand that, guess what? We had Esau in slavery before he had us in slavery, you know? This is what they call the Dark Ages. When you actually go into that, that was when, you know, Rome was split into two. You had the Ottoman and the Byzantine empires, you know? Jake was ruling over the Byzantine Empire, all right? You had so-called black man ruling over there, all right? They was ruling in Europe and Spain. You can look this up on the internet, man. Spain's in the Moors in Spain, all right? They would tell you that they're so-called Moors, which that was a religion, all right, that we was following after. We basically following after Islam, all right? But it was the same. We was the same, still Israelites, all right? But nevertheless, when we had Esau in captivity, right, we wanted civilizing this nigga because he was that caveman, like you can read about in the book of Job, all right, how he was all uncivilized and grunting and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, when he came about the damn caves and everything like that, we wound up civilizing him, showing him how to bathe and everything like that. All right, the same way when he brought his little red ass over to America, Gad taught him how to farm and how to live over here. But what did he wind up doing to Gad, man? You know what I'm saying? Demolishing their ass, man. All right. It says offend. It says to do wrong, to offend, to trespass, to commit an offense, to do injury. All right, to be or become guilty, and that's what Esau's guilty is. Like the scriptures say, all that devoured thee shall be devoured. You know, and you know, all that took you basically into captivity shall go into captivity. All right. It says to be desolate, acknowledging an offense. All right. So this is what Esau wound up doing, man. He wound up offending us, trespassing against us, man. All right. Greatly trespassing against us, man. All right. And revenged himself upon us. All right. Let's go to Ezekiel 35. Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred. All right. So this perpetual hatred stemmed back to what we read in Genesis 27. All right. About how Esau hated Jacob and he purposed in his heart to kill his brother Jacob, man. That hatred is still going on to this same very day from way back then. You know, you can try to break down where racism come from or whatever, whatnot. And some people will tell you, you know, you was born, or, you know, some retard was, well, some people would say, oh, you're retarded if you think you was born racist, because we see little babies, they don't really understand color, so on and so forth. And yeah, you're right. Little young children don't really realize about race and color and everything like that. You know, they just think they lighter skin or darker skin. But in reality, this goes back from being in the womb. This is in our DNA, man. We just read it, how Esau hated Jacob, man. And he had a perpetual, we reading it right now, he has a perpetual hatred, man. This is why he's going to get his ultimate judgment. So as long as he ain't got his judgment, he still hates us to the same day, man. All right? And not just hating us and smirking under his breath. No, he hating us and actually offending and greatly trespassing against us, man. Let me read it. Ezekiel 35:5. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, which was his blessing. You know, we just read that in Revelation 6, you know what I'm saying? And also in Genesis 27. All right. It says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time of their iniquity had an end. All right. So let me read verse 6 as well. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh power, I'll prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right. And Esau, it says, verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel. All right. And now in verse 6 says he had he didn't even hate seeing blood. You know, you know how some people like, I'm tired of killing or whatever, whatnot. I'm tired of just running through y'all niggas, right? No, Esau ain't never satisfied, man. He is his death and not satisfied, man. All right, this is his MO. This is what's built inside of him, man. All right. Is there anything else I want to grab? I might as well go ahead and close out now. I didn't grab just a lot of things that was just coming to mind off the top. Oh, yeah. Let me grab this as well, too. I'm going to close out with this one. It says, Jeremiah 51:25. It says, behold, I am against the O destroying mountain. Oh, I got one more precept. It says, I am against the O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth, which we read earlier. All right, how to hammer the whole earth, destroyed all the earth, and made it desolate, and all the cities desolate. All right, the Most High is against him. All right, this is talking about Esau, Edom. It says, behold, I'm against the old destroying mountain. All right, so his whole governmental body, his whole from top down is just nothing but a destroying hammer of the whole earth, man. They all devils, just destroying every damn thing, man. It says, behold, I'm against the old destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. I will stretch out my hand upon thee. I will roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. All right. And it was funny. I believe it was King David who used to paint the mountains red with these damn Edomites, man. Just roll their ass on the, down the side of the mountains till the whole mountains would be red on the side. But I was gonna grab man, it just slipped my mind. Oh yeah. Micah chapter 1. No. Malachi chapter 1. This is Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people of whom the Yahweh have indignation forever. So, hey, the Most High have a righteous hatred towards these people because of why? Esau's violent and brutal nature, especially towards the children of Israel, man. He was created to be the wicked from the beginning, man. All right, this is his whole MO, and this is the things that he's going to do, man. Take peace from the earth, man. Destroy the whole earth, man. Pollute every damn thing, man. Turn everything upside down. One more precept, because it just came to mind real quick. I'm definitely closing out after this. Isaiah 24 and 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. All right, and who is earth given into? Matter of fact, Salah, Job 9 and 24. Because I just read the border of wickedness. Esau is going to be called the border of wickedness, right? Job 9 and 24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Esau is the border of wickedness. The earth was given into his hands. How did he rule and reign over the whole earth, man? All right, he destroyed the whole damn earth, man. All right, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not wearing, who is he? All right, not only that, he covered up all, painted God as white, Yahushua is white, the angels is white, the saints is being white, man. How wicked can you be, bro? This is the damn devil. He deceived the whole earth, man. They didn't drink of his wine. Now all the nations is all gone mad and all doing all kind of chaotic shit, man. Everything is just being demolished around him, man. All right. So we was going back to where was we at? Malachi. I think we was in Malachi 1 and 4. I think I had another precept, but I'll just close out on this. Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus say Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people of whom Yahweh have indignation forever. So the Lord got this righteous hatred towards Esau because, again, he's the destroyer of the whole earth, man. All right, death and destruction. He is the embodiment of that, man. This is why we call his ass the damn devil, man. And the Lord's going to put wickedness completely out, man. All right. So Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.